If you're dealing with pain right now, I know you want to know how to shift it as fast as you possibly can. And so I'm going to start off this video by making a fairly, I don't know, out there claim. And that is that in the work that I do, the mind-body healing work that I do, the fastest and easiest thing that I can heal is pain. And so I know that if you've been in pain for a really long time, or if you're in extreme pain, that does not seem possible, plausible. You may have been told a zillion times by doctors and others that that's not possible. But I am here to tell you that I have dealt with cases of people in all kinds of different pains, with many people telling them repeatedly that either it couldn't get better or whatever it is. And within the short period of time that I will work with them, when we get to the root cause of the pain dissipates. So how do you apply this reality for yourself right now? So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to sit down and write out a description of exactly what this pain feels like to you. So I want you to write it down as if you were heading to the doctor and you wanted to make sure you told the doctor exactly what this pain feels like. So you might say something like, I have this aching pain on my left side, running from my hip to my knee, right? Or I have this stabbing pain, it's right under my rib cage, and it comes and goes, or whatever that might be, okay? So I want you to pay attention to the words that you use, but in the meantime, just literally write out exactly how you would describe this to a doctor. So the reason I have you do this is because the words that we use to describe things are often, it's basically the closest, we don't even know we're translating basically the pain. The way that the body speaks to us to let us know that something's off in our mind, body, and life, oftentimes one of the first things it'll go to give us a warning is pain. And the reason for that is, pain gets our attention, right? Pain is, as soon as we start to feel pain, it's, oh God, what is this? God, I got this ache in my back, or oh geez, I'm having this spasm here, right? Whatever it might be, that kind of brings our awareness to it. So for me, when I see people that are in pain, it's sort of the frontline way that the body lets us know, hey, something's off, and I want you to pay attention to it so we can fix it, right? Because at the end of the day, your body wants you to thrive, right? Your body is built for survival. It's built to thrive. It wants to thrive and survive. So it's going to let you know when there are things in your life that are decreasing your quality of life, that are making you less healthy, okay? So in that vein, when we have something like pain that we feel, it oftentimes, if we write down the actual exactly how we would describe it, it will show us the words literally that the body is trying to get across. Okay, so I got a little something on my eyelashes bugging me. Okay, so speaking of pain and irritation, so I want you to pay attention to that. So, and also pay attention to, make sure you describe where it is in the body and what side of the body it's on. Okay, those are the important sort of key things when I translate pain. Those are kind of the key things you want to take a look at. Okay, so then what you want to do is take a look at the words you used to describe the pain. And I want you to actually just like circle those words. So is it an aching pain? Is it a throbbing pain? Is it a stabbing pain? Okay, or gnawing pain? There's so many different kinds of pain that I've heard. A dull ache, right? And so pay attention to what those words are. And then think about how we use those words in our day-to-day life. And so what that meaning may be for you. So when we look at something like ache, we'll often say like, oh, I'm heartbroken over, I ache for that. I have heartache over that, right? And so aching usually is some kind of a feeling of heartbrokenness, a sense of, sadness that's connected to love and loss, or that kind of a thing. A dull ache is basically heartache that's been there for a long time, and so the ache is not so quick, so profound, and so immediate, right? But it's still been there for a long time, it's still bothering you. If we look at something like a stabbing pain, if you think about it metaphorically, what would stabbing be? Like if you're being stabbed, what inherently is happening? So in that case, you're being told that you are feeling attacked. And if you have a gnawing pain, something's eating away at you. Okay. Throbbing pain is always, whenever I have a throbbing pain, someone with a throbbing pain, I get this, gosh, I have an eyelash that keeps doing something. I get this sense of like a submarine, or submarine like going under, and they go bap, 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 that alert system, that really loud, like I think it's like a dives, I'm not sure. I'm not all that great with military things, but it's like that sound of they're diving, it's like an alert. So when you see a throbbing pain, for me, it's an alert. It's an alert. And then take a look at take a moment, and even I encourage you to sit down and actually write out, like, that's the word. What would that word mean for me? You want to take a look at then what side of the body is it on? You know, if it's on the left side of your body, you're looking at maybe something going on with a female in your life. It can be, if you're female, it can be something towards yourself. If you're looking at the right side of your body, you're looking at something with a male in your life. If you're male, it can be something to do with yourself. Sometimes, and it's a lower likelihood, so I'd say it's 90%, left side female in your life, right side male in your life. That said, a tiny bit of the time it can be, if it's left side and you can't figure out a female in your life, it could be, how are you blocking things or that would be coming to you? Your sense of receptivity, that more feminine energy of like allowing things to come in. And on the right side, it could be, or how are you blocking action, taking action, that like bold male energy, right? And then what you want to do finally is take a look at where is it showing up in your body. Now, I have a really beautiful program I'm very proud of called the Body Language Program, and it will actually take you through step by step every possible definition for every way that your body might be trying to communicate with you in every possible way, whether it is aches and pains, whether it's lumps or bumps or rashes or different colors of things that'll show up on your body, or even, hair falling out or systemic diseases, those kinds of things. It actually shows all of that, and so it gives you a very comprehensive, you can just go straight through it point by point, and it'll help you to tell exactly what that is. And so you don't have to put quite so much thought into it. And in there, it has my flow factor assessment, which tells you in which areas of 7 areas of your mind, body, and life you have out of the flow unconscious beliefs that are probably contributing to the pain and disease that you're dealing with. And then it gives you all the definitions of all those different areas of your mind, body, and life, which is your stations. I call them stations 1 through 7. So if you're interested in that, you can click below this video and there'll be a link to be able to jump into that program. Right now I am offering a special on the program, so check that out. Coupon code to be able to use it. And I am very proud of that program. It's one of my signature programs that I do. And it literally will teach you how to be able to translate any pain or disease in your body for the rest of your life, basically. You can come back to it at any time for the rest of your life, and you'll be able to use that knowledge to be able to realign your mind, your body, and your life. So that is down under the video. But in the meantime, so you want to take a look at which areas of the body it's in. So if it is in anything from sort of your tailbone down, that's what I call station 1. And station 1 deals with groups in your life, and it deals with a sense of support or stability in your life, a sense of being rooted in your life, a sense of being like safe, but safe from a very foundational level. And so if you have anything that's like tailbone down, knees, feet, legs, that kind of thing, that has to do with, you want to take a look at the groups in your life. So in this case, let's say you had, a stabbing pain in your right heel, and it was only when you were walking forward. Every time you move forward, you have the stabbing pain. What you want to look at there is, how are you feeling by attacked by a male in your life that would be in a group in your life that's family-like. So it could be coworker groups, it could be friend groups, and it can certainly be family groups, okay? And that's what you want to take a look at. How are you feeling like every time you try to step forward, you're almost getting attacked, or it's very painful. They're making it very painful for you to step forward, okay? That's an example of how you put all that together to translate it. If you go to station 2 is anything in your hips, your sexual organs, sort of that like pelvic bowl, the low back as well, your buttocks, glutes, okay, lower intestines, and as I say, low back. So again, you're going to take a look at that. Let's say you have an aching pain on your left side of your low back. So when I look at the low back, it's about support structure. And I should say station 2 has to do with your ability to birth things creatively. So if you are trying to birth a book, a business, a physical child, anything, art, anything creative that you might be creating personally, that's one of the things that come in. If you're trying to birth more income, that can come in that area. And also it deals with all your one-on-one relationships. So in station 1, it's like you and your relationships to groups in your life. Station 2, it's you and your relationships to the individuals in your life, okay? So let's say you do have that, let's say aching pain, left side, low back, right? So you're heartbroken over a lack of support with a female in your life. That's what that's going to translate to. And that's, again, the one-on-one relationship. So now if we move up into our core, our solar plexus, our stomach, pancreas, liver, just that whole core of your body, the vertebrae in that core of your body, what you're dealing with in station 3 is your relationship to yourself. So it has to do with, how do you feel about who you are? Do you feel you have the right to protect yourself? Are you allowed to have healthy boundaries? Are you able to be authentic? Do you know who you are, or do you take everybody else's labels about you? All those are station 3 issues, as well as that center of your gut instinct, which your gut instinct is really there to protect you. It's like that physical intuition. So if you have pain or issues in this area of the body, you're going to be wanting to look at where are the kind of blows against who you are as a human being, authentically who you are, your identity itself, okay? So I've had people that, had a sense literally that they kept having this sense in their stomach that, well, I'll give you an example actually that happened with me many years ago. I kept having this gnawing pain in my gut. It ended up that I had ulcers in my stomach, and I was in several issues in my life. Rather than hurting other people, I was going against who I really was and what was best for me. So I was eating away at myself. Okay. So that's an example of what can show up in that area of your body. Now, if we move up, we're going to be in station 4. Station 4 is our heart. It's our heart center. So it's our emotional connection to life, how easily we allow emotions in our lives to flow. And also it has to do, it has our chest, shoulders, arms, hands, rib cage, lungs, heart. So it's our whole circulatory system. And so in this area of the body, you want to take a look at, how are you feeling emotionally about things? Do you have rage that you're not expressing? Do you have hurt in your life you're not expressing? What might be going on there? And then, and again, if you have, let's say a lot of times people have like gripping pain, like a feeling of gripping pain in their shoulders. And so a lot of times that's you're carrying too much and you're literally gripping onto it because you're afraid of letting anything go. You don't want to put anything down, right? It's heavy. Now, if we move up into our vocal cords, into this area, so that's what I call station 5. That has to do with our expression, so how we speak, act, and even how we speak to ourselves as well. And even how we really, is again, how we think to ourselves. So this is all our sort of most direct way of expressing ourselves, our vocal area. And so if you're dealing with stuff like this, you can find yourself having some procrastination, for instance, or you can end up getting things like, you can have a sore throat over and over again that keeps coming up. That may be a trigger for you. And so let's say that sore throat is like a burning pain, right? Burning for me is like, why do you burn? Like, what is burning? Burning is rage. Burning is anger. And so if you have burning, what are you burning to say, right? In that you're maybe not saying, that it's like burning inside of you, right? And so that's something you want to explore in that area. Now, when we get up into station 6, that has to do with our mental intuition, our ability to solve problems for ourselves, to be able to think things through, make positive decisions, to not micromanage things, to kind of trust. And so a lot of times I'll get people who will have like a pounding headache up there. And pounding for me, when we look at pounding, think about pounding. What is pounding? Pounding tends to be frustration. The image I get usually is like pounding your head into a wall. So if you have a pounding pain in station 6, and it has to do with intuition and solutions and being able to think things through, make positive decisions, you're frustrated because maybe you're blocking your intuition. I have a lot of men that come to me with pounding headaches because they're actually highly intuitive, but they were taught not to trust that. And so they actually have solutions, but they're blocking them. They're kind of, it's like a frustration thing. Or there's people right in your face, right in your space, that are making you want to pound your head into the wall. That's usually the translation on that one. And finally, the top of the head. Don't have so many times that you have a lot of pain on the top of the head, but that is station 7. And that one has to do with our connection to the web of life. It has our connection to, all that is in the world. And like our higher power, our sense of having a life purpose, our sense of doing well. So that's how you shift pain fast. When you translate the message behind the pain dissipates. I liken it to, when you have a class of like kindergartners and you have one little kid and they really know the answer and the teacher keeps ignoring them and they just get more and more frantic and they're raising their hand more and they're that kind of sound. And finally, when the teacher calls on them and they let the answer go, there's that sense of relief. Pain is the body's way of raising its hand, like the little kindergartner, to say, hey, there's something off. There is something off. Please listen to me. Okay? So when you listen, that's when it'll start to dissipate. Now, does that mean that the healing has happened completely if that pain goes from like 10 to 0? No. A lot of times, again, we still need to deal with the underlying issues that we've just translated. So it can be, if you're in a toxic relationship, it can be things like having to leave that relationship or make pretty radical changes in your life. And that can take some time. But overall, once you know you've translated that pain, you know you've gotten the message, that's going to help shift the pain really fast. Again, highly encourage you, check out my body language program. I'm super duper proud of it. If you happen to be a healer or a coach or a therapist and you're watching this, you're interested in becoming a practitioner in this methodology, which is very science-based and creates absolutely incredible, radical results for your clients so fast because you can translate it so fast, please go ahead and drop me a line. You can comment below and I'll drop you some information about the certifications, or you're welcome to just reach out to me. See you again soon. Hope that this helps so much in being able to understand how to translate your pain and shift from pain to pain-free extremely fast. See you again next time.